Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. Before we begin the contests, I would like to remind everyone of the guidelines for today's runoff contests. Sorry, may I just check if I am audible?
Yes, can hear you clearly.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Everyone is expected to observe the following all throughout today's contests. The members of the audience, role takers, judges, and contest officials are required to turn their videos off and stay muted during the conduct of the contests. Refrain from using the chat features of the virtual platform to avoid distraction. Once the contest has begun, only the contestant is allowed to turn his or her video and audio on. The contest master, that is me, shall ask the contestant to check his or her audio and camera before the introduction. The contests today are closed-door events. The whole proceeding shall be recorded. The top 3 winners in every contest will advance to the District 75 Speech Contest Finals on April 24, 2022. The order by which the winners will be announced does not reflect their ranking in the contest. Let us now proceed to the humorous contests. The humorous speech contest will consist of a series of timed 5 to 7 minute speeches that will be judged by a panel of judges. The contestants and the judges have certified their eligibility. The contest chair and the chief judge have confirmed the eligibility of the contestants and the judges. Mr. Contest Chair, have all the contestants and contest officials been briefed? Are all the contestants present? And are we ready to proceed with the contest?
Yes, Mr. Contest Master, all the contestants and officials are here and we are ready to proceed.
Brilliant. For the information of everyone, the chief judge for this contest is distinguished Toastmaster Jeff Garcia. Mr. Chief Judge, have all the judges been briefed? And are we ready to proceed with the contest?
Contest Master, all the judges have been briefed accordingly and they are ready to laugh and judge the contests.
Exciting. Thank you very much. In order to allow the judges time to mark their judging forms, we will observe 1 minute of silence after each contestant's speech. Timekeepers, will one of you signal me when 1 minute of silence is up?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Silence shall also be observed after the last contestant's speech until all the ballots have been collected. The speaking order for the contest was determined earlier by having our contestants draw for position. The order for the contest will be: contestant number 1, Rachel Ann David. Contestant number 2, Rachel Bonifacio. Contestant number 3, David Edgar Ramirez. Contestant number 4, Kim Kenneth Villacorta. Contestant number 5, James Ezekiel. Contestant number 6, Ramses Umog. Contestant number 7, Maria Agnes Garcia. Each contestant will be introduced only by his or her name and the title of the speech. I will then repeat the title of the speech and the contestant's name. Are there questions from the contestants or role takers and contest officials? If you have questions, you may unmute now. Going once, going twice. If there are no questions regarding these proceedings, the humorous speech contest will now begin. Yay, everyone! Let's give our contestants a round of applause as we wish all of them good luck. Contestant number 1, please test your audio by saying good afternoon and ensure that your camera is working.
Good afternoon.
Can you confirm that the timer is visible to you?
Yes.
Great. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 1, Rachel and David, Will of the Wind. Will of the Wind, Rachel and David.
Crushes. Prom. Best friends for life. Sounds familiar? These may be the things you remember when I say high school. Well, not for me, it ain't. To me, high school is a sensation, a reminiscent of a fart so strong, we'll call it the will of the wind. High school to me was a turning point to never disregard the will of the wind. I can still remember how it all started. Started like any other day. I woke up early for my daily routine and prepared to go to school. My mother that day decided to cook spicy kinataan for breakfast. It was so spicy, it made me release a little bit of the will of the wind. But well, I ignored it. I went to school anyway. Fast forward to our math exercises. Times, plus, divide. Oh no, like this. Divide, minus. To participating in my English recitation. I was really happy how my day was going. Until I started feeling the signs. I couldn't sit straight as my inside seemed to go on strike. Ah, could this be my nanay's spicy ginataan trying to make its public appearance? I was sitting alive but dying. I feel my insides weaken and finally my defenses giving up. I released not the kraken yet, but a silent which shall be called the will of the wind. To make sure I cover the crime I just made, I looked at my seatmate with a look of disgust. While perspiring, I managed to cover my nose. Ew, is that you? Like, so much, like, uh, I even inhaled and swallowed some of it. Karma is what you call it. It was kind of the sound that you can taste and smell. Soon, the will of the wind spread like the fruity car lemon air freshener covering the four corners of the classroom. I know, because I can gauge by how many covered their nose in a jiffy. Good thing I was born with superb acting skills, and they all seem to blame my innocent classmate, the perfect scapegoat, as he already had a reputation as an airbender. Palautot siya. He was fortunately an apprentice trying to master the will of the wind. I may have dodged the bullet, but alas, on the third period, I can't fight the feeling anymore. It's a good thing I was able to wave the white flag when I said, Mom, 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 may I go out? So I'm pretty much doing this awkward skip dance jumping maneuver to the bathroom. You know when it's coming out and you just can't run normally? It's almost as if you have to balance your internal organs by moving like a ballerina. Finally reaching to the comfort room code safe haven, I slammed one of the cubicle doors open because I know the next will of the wind will have feelings in it. It was a blur, but I managed to release what needs to be released. I rejoiced in my success with a resounding Excuse me. To those who are eating and who will be eating their lunch, picture this on your next meal. What came out? It was none of the ordinary. It had leaves from the ginataan my mother cooked earlier. It was watery and very, very brown. After the successful release, I felt relieved. And just like what you guys normally do, I washed my hands and pretended like nothing happened. I know you've done it too. That's why I know I survived that fateful day to give you this speech today, to serve as a lesson to everyone to never disregard the will of the wind. So, good luck, future airbenders, and may the wind be with you. And to you, contest chair.
1 minute of silence, please, while the judges mark their ballots. May I ask the next contestant to get ready? One minute is up. Let us proceed to the next contestant. Contestant number 2, please test your audio by saying good afternoon and ensure that your camera is working.
Good afternoon.
Can you confirm that the timer is visible to you?
Yes, can confirm.
Great. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 2, Rachel Bonifacio. Rachel B. Rachel B. Rachel Bonifacio.
Hey, thanks for tonight. I really enjoyed my time. A kiss? The neighbors might see. Okay, yeah, but just one on the cheek. But first, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Mwah. That's it. Thanks. Bye. Bye. Hi, I'm Rachel. Me? Pretty? Gorgeous? Yeah, you're right. But wait. Before you judge me, which I know you won't because you are not a judge and I am not a book. I wasn't always like this. It took a while and a dream. Like you, I dreamt of having a car. Imagine this beautiful creature of the Lord Almighty stepping out of the car, feeling fresh, enveloped with the scent of royal pine car freshener, glowing with supple and a well air conditioned skin. The difference between you and me is that I was born pretty. Well, you were just born. How pity. But when I started having cars, I became gorgeous. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, the kind of cars that I owned had something to do with the kind of guys that I've met. I've dated many guys, but have not found the one until I had my first car. My first car was a red Corolla, a hand me down from my dad, a starter car for a first time user. Not much of a dream car, but it can do. As a first time driver, my first car brought me to a lot of my firsts. My first out of town trip, my first road trip, my first date with my first boyfriend, whom I had my first kiss. Oh, mwah. It happened in the ever so posh theme park. Phoenix of Pasig! As my passenger, boyfriend, because he does not know how to drive. I would always see him holding his rosary whenever we go on rides. He would even tell me that his St. Peter memorial plan is already fully paid, despite me. As I trusted my first car, my first boyfriend did not trust me behind the wheel. Aside from being gorgeous, I am a strong, independent woman, and I don't need a man who can trust what I can do. Years passed and my car needed an upgrade. So goodbye, Corolla. Hello, Honda. I also got myself a new boyfriend that was as speedy as this car. He was an upgrade, both in looks and his wallet. My self confidence rose to new heights. But with this face and this body, why wonder? This car was fast. Our drive from my hometown in Parañaque to Pasay only took 15 minutes. And as fast as this car was, so was my new and upgraded boyfriend. But because I am a woman of dignity and class, I immediately stepped on the brake. Oh, what does he think I am? Pet stops? Caltex? No, sir. I am a choice, not an option. Years passed. I became more gorgeous, more scrumptious, more irresistible. Ay, 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 my beauty. Such bane to my existence. With these developments, I also got myself a new car, a CRV. I also got myself a new boyfriend. Both were able to cement my place on earth as a mother. There are no U-turns, just straight right to heaven. That car left a mark in my heart and my boyfriend, child in my arms. Now that the oil prices are higher than Mount Everest, my dream car is parked, but I am not. My car travel stopped, but my dreams didn't. I continue to be beautiful because, like a car, it needs maintenance. But aside from my beauty, my boyfriends saw a great person, and that's what makes me shine. My cars upgraded my life in terms of transportation, but it was me and my beauty that captured the hearts of my lover passengers. So, got no car? No problem. Be gorgeous like me. You aren't gorgeous. You are. Believe it, own it, live it. Some say that I'm not gorgeous, but do you really think I care what they think? What do you think? I don't, because I have the cars and the guys to prove it. And remember, my name is Rachel B. Rachel Beauty. Contest chair.
1 minute of silence, please, while the judges mark their ballots. May I ask the next contestant to get ready? One minute is up. Let us proceed to the next contestant. Contestant number 3, please test your audio by saying good afternoon and ensure that your camera is working.
Good afternoon.
Great. Can you confirm that the timer is visible to you?
Visible.
Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 3, David Edgar Ramirez. It's not easy to look like a movie star. It's not easy to look like a movie star. David Edgar Ramirez.
Did you know that in this day and age, mankind faces three huge challenges? War, COVID, and looking like a movie star. Let me ask you, good-looking Toastmasters here, who among you sometimes gets mistaken for a singer, a movie star, or a sexy star? Do you see a show of hands? Mostly sexy stars. You should join my Toastmasters club. Contest chair, celebrity-looking judges, and hot Toastmasters. It's not easy to look like a movie star. Imagine this. I was in this big mall and I needed to go to the men's room. So I passed by McDonald's to gather some supplies. I got myself Coke in a paper cup, lots of tissue paper, and most important of all, a crossword puzzle. Men's room, ready or not, here I come! Let's get ready to rumble! But on my way out of the store, an old, cross-eyed lady bumped into me. When she saw who I was, she said, Piolo, it's you! Ah, me? Piolo? Is it because of my 20-year-old looks? Or my big chest muscles? You see, Piolo's chest muscles are here. Mine extends all the way down here. So she continued, Piolo, may I ask for your autograph, please? I have your picture here. Let me hold that Coke for you. How nice. Oh, so is this the picture of Piolo? Looks familiar. Did she get this picture from Piolo's FB page? It looks like his profile picture. Whatever. Piol. Chief Judge, how do you spell Piolo? Is it with one L or two? Okay, there you go. Oh, give me back that Coke. I saw her gulping down this drink. She dropped her dentures into my cook. I could taste the chicken that she had for lunch yesterday. It's not easy to look like a movie star. And so I rushed to the men's room. But suddenly, this beautiful, sexy lady blocked my way. Piolo, is that you? I froze. She was so gorgeous. My heart was beating like crazy. I could feel the fear of public speaking. Piolo, you're so handsome in person. I want to hug you. Wait! You see, we Toastmasters have to play hard to get, right? Okay, you can hug me, but first, you need to join my Toastmasters Club. One recruit, one lechon belly, right? District trio over there. You see, it's not easy to have the looks of a movie star, but the responsibilities of a VP for membership. And so I was about to enter the men's room, but I was stopped by this big, cross-eyed lady with a big tummy and big everything. Piolo, I'm pregnant with your 6 babies. Yes, you're right, sextuplets. You need to marry me now. Yes, and sign this marriage contract. Marriage contract. 6 babies. That's more than a basketball team. What am I going to do? I'm not even sure if she's really pregnant or she just happened to swallow a baby elephant. What am I going to do? I need some quick answers. 1 to 2 minutes type. Tech host, there you are. Do we still have some of those table topic speakers hiding in the breakout room? I need to ask them something. What? They're gone. Oh, I'm toast. No wonder I'm a Toastmaster. So I decided to do something that I've never done before. I took off my Toastmaster's face mask, which I've been wearing all along. I'm sorry, Miss Pregnant Lady. You see, I'm not Piolo, but Piolo will be in the Cebu Discon. Yes, I swear. So grab your discount tickets today. You see, it's not easy to get to the men's room when everyone and their pregnant grandmothers think you're a movie star, right? So, is it a crime to look like Piolo? If so, yeah, just arrest me, okay? I won't resist. I just want to be a law-abiding citizen. Your Honor, I plead guilty. But really, I'm not much of a movie star, right? Maybe a sexy star. Would you agree? Anyway, so what did we learn today? If you want to look like a movie star, you need to be a Toastmasters in good standing, and you need to get yourself one of these Toastmasters face masks, okay? But let me warn you, looking like a movie star could get you into big trouble. So, if people start mistaking you for a movie star, get ready to run, okay? Run for your life or run for elections. Contest chair, back to you.
1 minute of silence, please, while the judges mark their ballots. May I ask the next contestant to get ready?
Shit.
1 minute is up. Let us proceed to the next contestant. Contestant number 4. Please test your audio by saying good afternoon and ensure that your camera is working.
All right, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
And
Can you confirm?
contest chair, one last check. Is this not mirrored? Because I logged out temporarily. All right. Okay, thank you.
Sure. Can you confirm that the timer is visible to you?
Yes, the timer is visible at my end.
Brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 4. Kim Kenneth Villacorta, Jaws. Jaws, Kim Kenneth Villacorta.
You only live once, so do all things as if it's the last thing you'll ever do it. Well, that did not work out for me. Now, I remembered that morning. I woke up feeling so tired and so sleepy because I was up all night reviewing for an exam. So that morning, I stretched out my arm and started yawning. However, that wasn't just an ordinary yawn. It was the yawn of the lifetime. I opened my mouth wider, as if it's the last yawn I'm ever gonna take. Then something clicked. Something locked. And oh no, it was my jaw! Friends, fellow Toastmasters, and fellow jaw droppers, I just had a locked jaw. I couldn't close my mouth. I was panicking. My heart was racing, and I didn't know what to do. So I went straight to my mother's bedroom, knocked on their door to shout for help, and I was... And from the other side of the door, you can hear my mother shout back at me, telling me, "What? We're sleeping here!" And I go louder. And you hear my mother again, "Kim, if you don't say a word, I'm gonna go there and punch you in the face." I still go louder. And from there, you hear my mother walk through the door, and she opened the door, and as she did that, I did this. As soon as my mother saw that, she panicked. Her heart was racing. She didn't know what to do. She was shouting, "My baby! What happened to my baby?" And from that moment on, we didn't waste any more time. We went straight to the nearest hospital, and from there, a nurse came into our aid. She asked me, "Hi, hello, so what can I help you today?" And I answered the nurse. And the nurse was, "Sir, I did not get that. Could you be clearer?" So I said, "There's a dynamite in your butt. I'm sorry, I really did not get it." And that's it. My patience ran out, so for the second time that day, I did this. As soon as I did that, thankfully, the nurse understood my situation. However, according to her, she cannot do anything. Because according to her, my condition is so sensitive. Jaws are sensitive bones and should only be maneuvered by an expert. And according to the nurse, the expert will arrive in 4 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the longest, most painful 4 hours in my life. My jaw was hurting. My cheeks were swelling, and my mouth has been open for hours now, and I am so frustrated. And I see those people, their eyes, they're looking at me. Some are looking at me with pity, with disgust, with amazement. Really? As if I'm a live carnival show? Are you kidding me? And there goes my mother. She was so worried that I haven't eaten anything that day. So she was attempting to feed me. First attempt, she handed me a cup of soup. Now, as soon as I saw that cup of soup, I look at my mom like this, and though I cannot say something, in my head, I told her, "Ma, what do you want me to do with this soup? Gargle this?" Second attempt, she handed me something healthy. She handed me an apple. "Ma, how do you want me to eat that apple? Swallow it whole?" And my mother was, "But Kim, you need to eat something." So she handed me an orange juice with a straw. "Ma, straw, really? How do you want me to sip on that?" Like that? That was the longest 4 hours in my life. But at last, finally, the doctor finally arrived. Immediately, he asked me into his office and asked me what's wrong. Now, I'm about to say something, but I know that he wouldn't understand. So I did this for the last time. As soon as the doctor understood that, he asked me another question. He asked me, "Okay, Kim, so tell me, how would you rate your pain right now?" Now, in my head, I was telling him, "Is it for real? Are you gonna make me answer that question with my condition?" But you know what? I still answered because he's the doctor. So I told the doctor, "Uh-huh, uh-huh, 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 uh-huh." And the doctor replied, "Oh, okay, so you would rate your pain like 8.5.95 out of 90. Got that." In my head, wow, how did he understand that? Wow, no, this doctor is really an expert, or he is an ability to talk to zombies. Well, anyway, finally the doctor gave me that maneuver. He inserted his thumb into my mouth, held my jaw like this, like a burger, and he did this and that and that. Clarity. I saw the past, the present, and the future all at the same time. The pain was gone, the swelling was gone. Instant relief. Friends, you only live once. So, if there is one message that I will let you hear for the last of my speech, this is the message that I told my mother when she was taking care of me. Now, I really appreciated my mother that time when she was with me, waiting for the doctor to arrive. So I looked at my mother in the eyes and I said, "Ma, and she had tears of joy. Contest chair.
1 minute of silence, please, while the judges mark their ballots. May I ask the next contestant to get ready? One minute is up. Let us proceed to the next contestant. Contestant number 5. Please test your audio by saying good afternoon and ensure that your camera is working.
Good afternoon.
Can you confirm that the timer is visible to you?
That's the pin my timer, right? Yeah.
Great. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 5. James Ezekiel, James's son. James's son, James Ezekiel.
Picture it. Pasig City, February 2021. There she was, the love of my life, my beautiful, sexy future wife, my girlfriend, saying, James, I really want to get married to you now. I want to start a family. I want to have your baby. Baby me, James. It was at that moment I freaked out. I did not know what to do. I'm a good boy. I did not know how to make a baby. I was not ready for the responsibility. I panicked. I thought and thought and thought all I can what to do. And it was all her doing, all her fault. It was my girlfriend. My girlfriend made me do it. Because of her, I lost my innocence and purity forever. But I know I had to make a stand. I had to concede. I had to give her what she always wanted. I was apprehensive. I was hesitant. And I knew that I was so scared. But this is my ultimate destiny, the very essence of what would make me a man. So I grabbed her, looked at her from head to toe, made sure that she was appropriately dressed, and took her to the pet shop. We bought some pet goods for the upcoming puppy. A few weeks later, the mother puppy, the mother doggy, had given birth to a healthy, young baby puppy. Behold, the son of James. Yeah, there it was, my fur baby. I saw him. I looked into his eyes. He was so cute. What is his name? My girlfriend said, his name, my love, is Jameson. Jameson? She gave him my name. I panicked. What should I do? This little puppy will have my name. People will make mistakes, and I will be the laughing stock. People will make fun of me. Oh my God, what will happen? And then at that point, I started, some of all my fears came into fruition. My best friend, upon learning that the puppy's name was Jameson, he said, James, son, James, son, I'm talking to the puppy, not to you. You're James. He kept pestering me all day, all night regarding this. And so, let him be. But even worse, I had to go to a dinner party with my girlfriend. Of course, we brought Jameson with us. And I saw this girl, beautiful, elegant, also sexy. And I saw it in her eyes. She wanted me. I saw that desire to possess me. James, she came up to me. You're so cute. You're so handsome. And me, being so GGSS, said, why, thank you, dear. But I'm sorry. I'm taken. I'm not talking to you. I was talking to the dog. His name is Jameson. At that moment, I was crushed. Self-doubt started to creep in. And say, I thought, how can a puppy be more good-looking than I am? Ladies and gentlemen, you decide who is more handsome, a puppy or me, Jameson or James? Never mind. I don't want to know your answer. One day, I got a call from my girlfriend and said, James, can you please come over? My parents aren't at home. I'm tired. I'm hot. And I'm soaking wet in sweat. My cheeks were flushed. My heart was pounding and my hands were sweating. I said, yes, my dear, my love, I'll do anything for you. And when I got to her house, the action came in. James! Jameson pooped here in the sala again. James! There's no more diapers. Please buy some for Jameson. James! Jameson ate the furniture. Fellow Toastmasters, if you decide to get a dog, remember it's not always fun and games. It's like having a kid. They are like angels when they are asleep. When they are asleep. When they are asleep. They are like angels, but still they are blood, sweat, and toil, like the sweat coming out of my body right now. And if you want to get a dog, always remember, Jameson is available. Toastmaster.
1 minute of silence, please, while the judges mark their ballots. May I ask the next contestant to get ready?
Can you hear? Okay, that's good. Sorry, Grito. Uh,
1 minute is up. Let us proceed to the next contestant.
can I help? I have technical problem. Can you have another one? Okay, I'm trying to enter into my account now. Sorry for the technical. There's a brownout. Okay, I'm about to end now. To start. Okay, please.
Okay, Mr. Contest Chair, could you confirm that we are okay to delay for another minute?
Give me a minute. Open Zoom.
What seems to be the issue? I think
Yes,
your video and audio are both working.
Yes, but okay, hold on. Okay, I'm getting in now. Unable to join. Sorry.
Number 6, you have to mute the other device.
Yes, we're hearing both devices, contestant number 6. Yes, that would be great if you could mute the other one. Yeah.
Give you a few more seconds. We can't wait any longer.
Okay, I can just. Okay. Count pagbalik. Okay, you can hold na lang. Am I okay now?
Okay. Contestant number 6, please test your audio by saying good afternoon and ensure that your
afternoon.
camera is working.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Can you confirm that the timer is visible to you?
Okay, the timer is visible from my end.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 6, Ramses Dungog. Pharaoh, Pharaoh the Great. Pharaoh, Pharaoh the Great. Ramses Dungog.
Fortune favors the bold, the brave, and the beautiful. Do you want to be a paru-paro G of Toastmasters International? Every time I join Toastmasters Zoom meeting, let us welcome the ancient Pharaoh, the great Ramses, making me dance paru-paro G, paru-paro G. They always showered with a royal, distinguished treatment of a supreme being. Is it because I am the hybrid, the crossbreed, and the crossdress of walk like an Egyptian and paro-parong bukid? 10 years ago, I was invited by a friend for a videoke. And who can resist for a free dinner? When I was entering the venue, people were so welcoming and so formal. They're wearing blazers and suits. I look underdressed with my cardigans and my cargo pants. Noticing the buffet table, the lectern, projector, and brochures, I asked my friend, is this? It turned out to be a Toastmasters Club meeting. Everything was new to me. I observed and listened until the so-called Toastmaster of the evening said, and now we are in the most exciting part of the meeting, table topics. I was flying like a butterfly. Dinner time. They started calling names one by one. Someone went to the lectern, not the buffet table. Before I knew it, I was hiding and crawling under the table. The butterflies in my tummy is searching for the nearest exit. Fast forward. As a Toastmaster, I learned 3 things: being bold, brave, and beautiful. I learned by flying high, butterfly. Paru-paro G are bold, like me, not naked like a chubby caterpillar. With boldness and boldness, I let the butterflies in my tummy to fly high here, there, and fly high anywhere. They yell my Pharaoh name, Ramses, Ramses, Ramses. You're the Maton. Yes, I am a tough guy and a Maton. All of you, Paquitas, Marites, and Tambays, bow before me. Paru-paro G are brave, like me, who come out from my cocoon. I am brave enough, even in the technical problems right now, I was able to deliver my speech that this Maton has a heart of a matron, a certified beshi and Mars of all. Paru-paro G are beautiful. definitely like me. Each unique transformation makes it beautiful. When I started Toastmaster, I was shy, scared, and single. Now, I am profound, loud, and proud single socialite butterfly searching for any Toastmasters available there, whether your paro-paro is red, yellow, or blue. Together, yes, we can fly high, butterfly. My fellow Toastmasters, and yes, truly, fortune favors the bold, the brave, and the beautiful. This Maton turns into a matron by heart. Have a heart that inspires you to become bold. Have a heart that is brave to tell your stories. Have a heart that is beautiful to embrace your imperfection and to accept who you are. My fellow Toastmasters and guests, give me a thundering welcome and virtual applause because this Pharaoh in front of you has boldness, braveness, and definitely beautiful. With your applause, I am your supreme being, the great Pharaoh Ramses, asking you all to be a member of the Paru G Fly High Butterfly. Together, yes, we can dance. Paru G, Papa Paru G. Paru G, Papa Paru G. Paru Master.
Of silence, please, while the judges mark their ballots. May I ask the next contestant to get ready? One minute is up. Let us proceed to the final contestant. Contestant number 7. Please test your audio by saying good afternoon and ensure that your camera is working.
Afternoon.
Thank you. Can you confirm that the timer is visible to you?
Yes, the timer is visible to me.
Great. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 7, Maria Agnes Garcia, Furry Tales. Furry Tales, Maria Agnes Garcia.
10 plus 3. 10 plus 3 dogs. That's how many furry tales we have running around in our house, and each of them has a unique character. One of the most unique dogs that we have is a little girl named Abyss. What makes her unique? When we bring in bread into our house, no matter how well wrapped, no matter how well kept it is in the basket that we bring it in, she perks up, sits up, gets on her tippy toes, and says, "Bread? My bread? Is that my bread?" Wait, my dog speaks? My dog speaks in English? My daughter and I do subtitles. And yes, she speaks in English. I'm a Toastmaster. I love being a language evaluator, and I'm a grammar nerd to boot. My dog sits in during the language evaluations of our meetings. Of course, she would speak in English. This little girl who loves bread is just one of the unique characters who colors our lives and makes that beautiful pack of 13 dogs that we have. You might be asking, what in the world possessed you to get 13 dogs? I didn't get 13 dogs. I got a dog as a gift, loved him so much that when I saw another dog that needed to be rescued, I adopted this dog. One dog was male, another dog was female, and at that time, I didn't know the value of spaying and neutering. And I always told my children, don't worry. One of the dogs is really tall. Another one is really tiny. They're never going to connect. Boy, was I wrong. 11 times wrong. And that is why we have 13 dogs with their beautiful waggy tails, their beautiful eyes, and their barky voices that keep on barking, especially when I unmute to speak at a Toastmasters meeting. These dogs that we love so much are one of those things that I really prioritized when I was thinking about my advanced directives, my living will. I have nothing to leave to my children but their education and my dogs. And I wanted to assure that they would take care of these furry tails when I get to kick the bucket. My eldest went off to another city far away from the dogs, far away from the furry tails. My second child said flat out, Mom, I'm not going to take care of your dogs no matter how cool they are. My middle child, she said, sure, Mom, I'll take care of your dogs. She never knew what she was in for. But here we are, assured that at least one of my 3 progeny are going to take care of their sibling puppies. Ladies and gentlemen, these dogs are the life of our home, are the light of our party, and really, we love them so much. But there's another reason why these dogs are really valuable to me. When we first got that gift of a puppy that was given by my aunt and brought it into our home, I noticed a change. My brother struggles with his mental health, and I often lived in fear when he would go in depression and hide out in his room. But when we got a dog, the dog would knock on his door, would go into his room, would jump on his bed and bother him and bark until he would say, fine, I'll feed you. And he would get up, and this would often get him going into the regular paces of life. I have seen how dogs in our family have not only helped my brother immensely, but they have also helped my daughters. They are the fur bubbles that would sit on their laps when they would come home and would be too depressed to even share with mommy. They are the babies that my daughters would bury their faces into and wipe their tears on as they wept with whatever burden they had. Ladies and gentlemen, furry tails are the most amazing creatures that we have all around us. And there are so many out there today who need our love, who also need a home. And sometimes when our own homes seem to be empty and dark, maybe, just maybe, a furry tail could be the answer for you. And so I urge you, get a furry tail. Get a scaly tail if you want to. Doesn't have to be a dog, doesn't have to be a cat, whatever pet that can resonate with you in your struggles would be that pet who could just brighten up your day and maybe join you when you attend Toastmasters meeting. So, ladies and gentlemen, give furry tails a chance. Give yourself a chance to love that creature that God made to be our best friends. Contest chair.
May we please have silence until all the judges' results have been received. Judges, please communicate with the Chief Judge when you have completed them. Mr. Chief Judge, please let me know when all the ballots have been received.